Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of my modded career playthrough. Now, I've come to a few conclusions. Last episode was a bit long, and I think I've come to realise that the farther away I get from... Yeah, we'll just pick some of these. The farther our missions get away from Kerbal, the longer they're going to be. So, I've decided to have a slight change in format. I hope you will... indulge me. If you like it, please say in the comments. If not, I can go back to the long way. I'm still going to be sticking with the same rules. No saving, no fast reverts, none of that jazz. Just going to, yeah, it's going to be good. So anyway, what we're going to do today is Project Gemini. Yeah, I've been threatening it for a bit. We need some bits here. We need docking ports. We could do with some, yeah, better fuel tanks. Definitely need larger aeroshells and fairings. Yeah, we need that, and we definitely need larger fuel tanks if we're going to develop the block too. So, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of what we're trying to do. Or at least that's the plan. Yeah. So, our main goal is we want to develop the Block 2 launcher. We need the Block 2 if we're going to send Kerbals to the moon. It's going to be a bigger craft. It's going to carry a heavy payload. It's going to be cool. It's going to be ace. We're going to name them the Atlas range, if we haven't already. I'm pretty sure we have. Anyway, we also want to put into orbit more than one Kerbal at a time. We need to do this, really. We really need to do this. We're also going to do our first EVA. I think we may have done one, but the original Project Gemini... we're going to stick to some of their goals. Not all of them, but we're going to stick to some of them. One of them was their first EVA. So we're going to do an EVA official one. We're going to bring back science. Science! We all need science. We're also going to dock and rendezvous. That's going to be fun without assistance. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to do a proper tutorial for it. I mean, I'll explain it. But I'm not going to do a proper tutorial for it. There's better people than me for that, like Scott Manley. Go and see him, he will explain it better. I'm going to fast forward all of this stuff anyway. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's build a craft, shall we? We are going to base it off the Gemini capsule. It comes with a Making History DLC. I've not actually used it in-game yet. I've been wanting to, because it's really sexy. It's going to be cool. Obviously, I want a bigger capsule in the end. This can only carry 2. I obviously want more. I want the Freeman, but that'll be for later craft. The rocket we're designing is going to be the Block 2. Obviously, it's not going to be the finished product, because I don't have the stuff, the fuel tanks to do it at the moment. Oh, I'm also making this an unmanned test as well, so I've put a probe core in there and a little bit of science to try and gather back, or to complete a contract I believe I have. Yeah, it'll be fun. This is just a test. It's a test. What could go wrong? You know what I mean? It'll be fine. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There, I give you Gemini 1. What a odd-shaped little beast you are. I'm a bit worried about how tall that is, but let's see what happens. Woohoo! Come on, baby. Pop in into the parachute. Well, that seemed to do the trick. Let's have a look inside. Ooh, breed. See, I love that they've done the skins on these. That's wicked. Or internal views or whatever. That's really cool. I wonder if you can like launch one. Oh, where's the planet actually? Yeah, let's have a look. Twisty, twisty. I wonder if you can do a whole launch just from inside. Would that be fun? There it is. Ooh. Okay, do an EVA. You see, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make it a landing so I can spam the science a bit more. But I totally fluff this up, as you're about to see. Mediocre, woohoo! Yeah, here I realise that I still don't have enough science to get a docking port, and I can't really progress any farther in the mission of Project Gemini until I do have one. So what you're watching here is me just spamming science. Insert elevator music here. Woohoo! And so the next redesign. Woohoo! Okay, you might be asking, what's this Aegean thing? Well, historically, the Gemini mission, they sent up something called the Aegean, name Greek thing, yeah. The one of the Gemini missions was to dock to it, retrieve fuel, and boost the spacecraft into a higher orbit than anyone had been before. I'm going to use it in this case as the craft I'm going to dock with. I mean, I do have monopropellant and RCS on the Gemini 3, which I've left up in orbit. But I'm going to try and do it all with this, and I'll save that for just in case this goes wrong. Like I said, this is fiddly. There are better people who can explain this to you than what I'm going to. Scott Manley, check him out, definitely. But I'll give you the basics. They are as such: get into orbit somewhere close to the target. You must set it as a target first, so it changes your target setting thing on your nav ball. First thing you have to do is you have to match inclinations with it. Now, if you're doing this without MechJeb, you find the descending and ascending nodes, and I think it's normal or anti-normal, you have to burn into to make it. Yeah, you can eyeball it, it's quite easy. Basically, it's the purple ones on the top and the bottom of your maneuver node. You do that until it's about flat. You've got to get that right. That's quite important, because everything else is based off that. Once you're at that stage, you need to basically do a Hoffman transfer to it. Now, once again, if you're not doing it without MechJeb, you basically just start a maneuver node in front of you and keep trying to get those intersection nodes, what come up when you click on it as a target. There's generally two: intersection mode 1, intersection node 2. You need to get those two bits as close to each other as possible, and that means that you're going to intersect it fairly close. So once you've done that and you've burnt that maneuver, you're heading in that direction. At the closest point, you have to match speeds with the target you're trying to dock with. Without MechJet, well, yeah, you can set the maneuver. You've got to know roughly where it is. As soon as it's there, just match your velocity to that, and you can see that on the top of your nav ball. So it's fairly easy. You just match. You get your target 0. So once you're doing that, you're fairly close to it at that point. Then you just point in the general direction and fire a little bit of thrust. Only a tiny bit. It's slowly catchy monkey at this stage. I can't stress that enough. As you approach the target this time, you obviously slow down, and you should be really close to it now, like within about 50 meters or so. From this point, turn your engine off. Well, you don't need to, but like, don't use your engine. Turn your RCS thrusters on and maneuver yourself to it. Now, what I did here, which I was doing wrong, which I'm sure you'll notice, is I stupidly clicked on the docking maneuver in the bottom right hand corner, the docking node, instead of the staging. Now, when you do that, you activate it to a point where your WASD keys, they don't direct your craft. They direct your craft differently how they normally do. They basically act as your RCS thrusters, your HJKLI keys. So yeah, I was really confused. But anyway, I got there in the end, so like I said, I didn't explain it very well. And I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Screw you all. Well, I think that's about it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Project Gemini success. Didn't get 3 Kerbals in, but I didn't have a big enough command pod to do it. But anyway, doesn't matter. Everything else was a success. Woo! Yeah, so I hope you liked the new format, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did. And until next time, take it easy.